Ahoy is very warm in the UK today. Welcome to the Raw review. We started off with a pre-recorded package with Brock Lesnar backstage talking about how Ober had basically retired him, he was not having it, and he was coming back for revenge. Paul Heyman come out to the ring, as did Ober Femi, with great crowd support. They had a little promo, Ober talking about he wasn't happy that he got F5'd 4 times, and they're going to have the match at Clash in Italy. The only bit I didn't like about this promo was the end line. Ober said, "Last time I wanted to beat Brock. This time I want to kill him." I would have not used the word kill, and I would have used the word end. This time I want to end him. Would have been pushing the retirement and also not involve murder. Next match we get, really good match, Penta against Javon Evans. When it first got announced and it was going on, I initially started thinking, why are they wasting such a good match not on a pay-per-view? And then I thought, what's wrong with me? It's a good match. We want to see pay-per-view level matches all the time. And why not? What a great match between the two. Penta picks up the win with the Mexican Destroyer. Ethan Page is not happy about it at ringside. Now, we received some devastating news about Logan Paul and that he was injured in the match at Saturday night's main event with a torn tricep. I'm hoping Stevie Richards does a what went wrong breakdown so we can see what happened. It looked like one of the Street Profits dived on him and Logan perhaps got a little bit crushed when he tried to grab him. Either way, it is very unfortunate. If we look at Logan Paul purely from a wrestling point of view, I am gutted that he's not going to be there. I think he is a future world champion, and I even had him at the main event of the Saudi Mania coming up. I hope this injury doesn't take him out too long. I hope he keeps growing his hair, and I hope he comes back soon, better than ever. For the interim, the tag team titles are going to stay with Austin Theory and his new partner, Braun Breaker. We got Joe Hendry in the ring singing his Paul, Can We Fire Logan Paul song. A little bit of bad taste given he's just been injured, mate. But Austin Theory comes out to attack him with a chair. The story of Austin Theory tonight is he's taken out everyone that has impacted him and his tag team run in the Vision. Javon and Penta backstage saying they're going to have another match in the future. Penta speaks to Rey Mysterio and offers Rey Mysterio a shot at the title in the future. We had Bayley and Lyra taking on the Judgment Day. I like that they're having a lot of tag team wrestling, especially in the women's division at the moment. I like that lots of these tag teams are going round. It's almost unfortunate at the moment that we've got 2 tag titles for the men's and only 1 for the women's, as I think there are several teams that could do with the titles. I think Charlexa should get the titles back again. I think the Irresistible Forces should definitely have had another title run, and I like how close they're staying. I like how Brie and Paige are the champions, and I think that the actual Bellas have still got a run in them, which hasn't happened yet. And of course, we've got Judgment Day, who should be the champions. We've got the group, JC Jane's group that came up, whatever they're called, not the Irresistible Forces, not the Baddies, but that group, I believe, are also in with a tag title shot. I'd even have the Baddies would have grabbed some titles so they could have been all round Jade back in the day if we had enough tag titles. We obviously don't, but this match ended when Bayley rolled up Roxanne after Dom had interfered, but poorly. LA Knight throws his hat into the King of the Ring. believe this tournament is going to kick off from next week. Not sure at the moment. I love LA Knight as a shout for King of the Ring, but I don't think he'll win. I was originally thinking this had Femi written all over it. Depends what happens at Clash in Italy between Brock and Oba, and if the King of the Ring starts the next week, as I see Brock beating Oba this time round to lead to a third match. Little strange if he gets destroyed by Brock to then jump in King of the Ring and win it. We'll see. But I very much like LA Knight in it. And I really like the King of the Ring tournament as it is. Gives a good couple of weeks. I just hope that every match isn't a triple threat. Quite like them doing the triple threat matches, and it gives a little bit of leeway for whoever wins and loses. I just don't like it when they're all triple threat, triple threat, triple threat, and then you two have got through to the final. Wouldn't mind singles match, triple threat match, fatal four-way match. Wouldn't mind a sort of like a last chance. Couple of the losers get a four-way or something like that to get through. And I always like it when they do the semi-finals and the final on the same day. I don't think they will. I think it will just be the final, and really I think it's going to be Femi in there, but we'll see. Rey and Rusev gets booked for later, and Seth takes on Montez Ford after the Street Profits and Seth are having a little bit of a back and forth whether they trust each other or not. It's a really good match that Seth wins after the frog splash is missed and he immediately hits the stomp. Now, I never mind when a main eventer definitely wins with their finish, and even better when the finishes come because essentially the opponent missed their finish or high impact move and then immediately gets hit with the stomp from Seth. I think it's absolutely fine. Doesn't diminish the Street Profits at all. And really, Seth Rollins, who was world champ, if not this year, then within the last couple of months, should be beating the tag team champion from 2 years ago. Now, this, shall we say, confusion, this inability for the Street Profits and Seth to get along come back to bite them, as whilst these two were recovering in the ring, Austin Theory takes out Angelo Dawkins with a chair. Sort of a one-man concerto does at the end, and I really liked how Dawson didn't move to sell it. Rey and Rusev have a good match for a number one contenders for the Intercontinental title. Rey comes out on top. Will be a good match. Adam Pearce is not happy with what Theory has been doing all day and tells him to leave with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman agrees that they need to get Theory out of there and walks out with him. As they walk out, they go past Alpha Academy, and I really like how Maxine Dupree was looking after Austin Theory, like looking out after him, and says to her guys, he's just a bit misunderstood. I like they've been teasing this in the background for the last couple of weeks, and I'm looking forward to her joining the Vision. And then we end with the contract sign-in for Tribal Contract. Then we end with the contract sign-in for Tribal Combat between Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu. I think they did a pretty good way of getting us here. I think Jacob's promo was quite good. Jacob had a promo like he was a wild man that was trying to keep it together while still being a little bit wild, and potentially there was a little bit of fear and nervousness in the promo, although Jacob Fatu's been around for a long time. I like how that contrasted. There were moments where Jacob was shaking even, and Roman was stood there perfectly still, perfectly calm. Roman mentioned how he's willing to pass over the head of the table to Jacob if he can beat him. But if he loses, then Jacob's gonna serve him. And they sort of shook hands and they sort of touched heads at the end of it. I believe there is a sort of a no contact rule so they couldn't attack each other. I am a little unsure. I really like the idea of Roman losing to this wild man, Jacob. Jacob become OTC in a wild way. Go back and look after Solo, given Solo brought him in, but essentially ask Solo to kneel to him. Maybe even do that with the Usos. And then you get Roman coming back in a couple of months to challenge his authority and fight him back. You could have Jacob and Bloodline 2.0, although a couple of them left, against the original Bloodline with the Usos. You could even have Solo go over and join Roman's side as well, maybe leading up to a War Games. I'm not sure, because the OTC is Roman's thing. And if you take it away from him and give it to Jacob, what has Roman got left in the future? But for my mind, the better story is Roman being kicked out, there being a new tribal chief, and him coming back to that, as opposed to Jacob not quite being good enough and Roman molding him into a better bloodline servant. Well, that was Raw. I thought it was a really good episode watching it live, but it is very, very hot in the UK at the moment, and I might be suffering from heat exhaustion. So let me know in the comments below what you think, and I will see you back here for SmackDown and predictions for Clash in Italy. Comment below, subscribe.